From the outside looking in, the projects we've taken on might seem a bit daunting, and I'm sure they raise a lot of questions. Why focus on the outside work first? Why not get a bigger excavator? Why not just hire someone to get it done faster? And why haven't we started renovating the house just yet? I'll be answering those questions throughout the video, but first let's check in on Philippe. Last week he worked late into the night finishing the welds for the upgraded rock sieve using a concrete grid. But with a few welds still left to go, he's tackling those first before diving into another round of sifting. So, what's the bigger picture here? Philippe is excavating a section of compacted soil to rebuild the driveway properly, this time with the geotextile drainage piping and a final layer of gravel. The reason we're sifting? Well, we want to reuse the stones we already have to help build it back up. The goal for this week is to sift through every last mound of soil and remove every big rock before the spring rains arrive. The real question is, will Philippe win this race against time? Well, he just might, especially with some extra helping hands from his sister and niece by the end of the week.
Anyone who's wondering, this yellow type of soil, the clay, I'm trying not to disturb. I'm trying only to dig out the old driveway, which is full of stones, which is normal, but also full of soil because this was all overgrown, so over time it became all compacted with soil and stones. That's why it wasn't draining anymore. So what I'm trying to do now is dig it all away, leave this intact as much as I can. So, all the soil and stones that I dig out, I'm sifting so I can keep the bigger stones, and all this material that's been sifted, with still stones in it, of course, but a lot smaller, is gonna go on this layer. And on top of that is gonna come the nice and clean stones. Well, clean, there's still soil attached to it, but a lot cleaner than this. And I think on top of that layer I'm gonna place some sand, and on that the geotextile. So hopefully that way I think the drainage will be good for a very, very long time. Why I'm not putting those stones that have been sifted on top of my geotextile? Because there's still soil attached to it. So I want to avoid suffocating my geotextile with soil that's gonna layer on top of it, because then there won't be a good drainage anymore and I'll be in the same problem. So I really want clean soils from the quarry on top of my geotextile. Here is the old drainage pipe. So it went from around the barn to an inspection pit over there, to another inspection pit over there, and then to the chicken coop where there's another inspection pit, and then it went to the burn pit actually. So the one who created that burn pit over there stuffed it full with all the material, plastics, ash, whatever. So that is why nothing was working anymore. The other exit over there was still working, and that came out in the yard. And you see they lay the pipe in the yellow layer. That's what I'm gonna do as well. So it's not all that different from how they used to do it. And I think this pipe was put in when they did the newer barn. I think then they put in this drainage, everything here, so that was in the 70s, because they wrapped the pipe, concrete pipe, in plastic. So I'm guessing they did it, when they did that, they knew they had drainage problems, so they probably solved it, and after that,
We imagine that over the years the farm gradually transitioned away from being a working cow farm. At some point the property was rented out and perhaps fewer investments were made in its upkeep. But that's just how things go, and now it's our turn to bring it back to life. I can't help but picture a future where Philippe and I are older, the kids are off on their own adventures, looking back and thinking, we did it. Though, let's be honest, I don't think we'll have to wait that long to see it all come together.
Alright, our friends at Reolink sent us a new product. It's a smart home hub. It's a centralized camera system, so your cameras, you can connect up to 8 to this device, and then all the recording will happen locally. There's 64 gigabytes included, and you can put in 2 more cards, SD cards, up to 1 terabyte. With everything Reolink, the one thing that's the most beneficial, or the positive point, is that there is no subscription needed. So like I said, up to 8 cameras, it is encrypted. There's a multicam view included if you open up your app. Every week you can get a report of your analytics, when you had alarms going off, or there were animals seen, or people seen, or anything you want basically. There's an alarm system included. So what does it mean if you have set your cameras to give an alarm between 8 at 9 and 6 in the morning? This will sound as well. So if you put this inside your home, you will get an audible notification. I'm going to show you around the cameras that we got from Reolink. At the chicken coop we have 2 of these Argus PT Ultras 4K cameras, pan and tilt. So this one is here to check if something comes to the chicken coop, and then we have one on top that watches the house. Both are solar powered, battery and solar power, work perfectly. On top we have another Argus PT Ultra 4K. That one we actually bought in the beginning that we came here, and it's been here now, I don't know, a year and a half maybe. Been through winter, rain, so it's still working. Very happy with it. And then at the back of the barns we have the Argus 4 Pro 4K camera as well, but wide view. So this one actually takes in this whole backside with just one camera, also battery powered, solar powered. As you can see, still very wet here. Next up, the Reolink doorbell camera. We're also very happy with it. This one even detects packages, so when our mailman arrives and she puts a package straight in front of it, it will tell us it's a package. So first it will tell us it's a car, then a person, then a package. Okay, behind me we haven't shown you this one. It's called the Altas PT Ultra 4K pan and tilt. But what's special about this one actually is it will follow the subject. So the other ones have pan and tilt, This one has automatic pan and tilt, so if someone comes into its view, it will track him. And another big plus of this camera is the continuous recording it has. We're gonna add all those camera now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, installation of the Home Hub is as easy as it gets. Place it on your desk or wherever you want in your home. Attach a network cable, attach power, device powers on. The way you connect it to your app is the same as the cameras. You scan the QR code and you're basically done. After that, what you need to do is to add the cameras to the Home Hub. So you open up your app, you go in the Reolink Home Hub, you press the plus sign, add a device. It scans all your cameras on your LAN, on your local area network. You press add, you confirm that you want to add it.
Device added successfully.
Gives you the prompt, next. You can give it a name, Argus PT Ultra, just leave it as that, but you can name it barn, house, garage, whatever you want. And there you have it. So this is the chicken coop added. Very easy, very intuitive app. One more thing to add, this March they are doing a spring sale, Reolink, up to 40% in the United States and Germany, and the rest of Europe 33% off. So check it out, we have a link in the description. Enjoy!
So why are we focusing so much on outdoor work first? It all comes down to protecting the buildings. Our property sits on a slope and the region we live in is known for its lush greenery and forests, which also means a fair amount of rain, and whenever it rains, all that water comes rushing downhill looking for the easiest way through. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depends on how you look at it, last winter made it very clear where that path was, right through the 2 barns and alongside the house. So nature pretty much decided our priorities for us. If we don't address the drainage issues now, we risk even more damage to the buildings in the long run. That's why the focus is on excavation, water redirection, and getting out of the mud before tackling anything indoors.
That is ready, and behind me is where all the rocks are with some dirt still in it. I can't do it 100%. It's not possible, especially with it being wet. Tonight it's gonna rain, so Anisha had a great idea actually, is to cover up the soil pile that I still have to do, which is not that much. So that should be possible. So the next time we have sunshine, I can just take the cover off and start sifting, because it's not that much anymore. I think one more day and this all these little mountains ahead should be sifted. Okay, let's get this soil out of here and try to sift some more.
Another question we get a lot: why not just buy a bigger excavator? Well, we made a conscious choice to go with the smaller 2-ton digger. Yes, it's small for the big excavation projects Philippe has taken on, and yes, it does take longer, but there's a reason behind it. A smaller excavator can fit inside the buildings, making it useful when it's time to dig out floors during renovations. It's also easy to transport on our trailer, and it's perfectly matched to our dumper. If we went bigger, we'd need a larger dumper and a bigger trailer, which adds up fast. So while it might not be the fastest way, it's the most practical for us in the long run.
Right, we had some rain, not out of the ordinary, because last year you saw a lot of rain. Now it is raining from time to time, but it's normal, it's winter time. But I should be able to work today. Today is dry, tomorrow is rain again. I took the cover off. This was Anisha, her idea, and it's a very good idea because this is dry now, so I'm gonna try to get that sifted today if it works out. Then everything is sifted, and I can, the big pile that I sifted, I can start spreading it out and building up the driveway, because now it's very slopey like this. I still want it sloped, but it doesn't need to be like this. It's slight slope is more than enough, so we'll build it up again. And the building up, if it doesn't rain too much, I'll be able to do that. So we're progressing, and after that, the question is, I don't know if you can see, but the sifted stone pile with a little bit of dirt, if I sift it another time. So, but then I'll have to cover it up again.
Then there's the question of hiring someone to get the job done faster. The simple answer: budget. Renting big machines and hiring people would be a huge expense, and it just doesn't fit into our plans. More importantly, doing it ourselves is part of our journey. We're not against hiring help when needed, like for specialized work such as redoing the barn roof, where professional expertise is necessary. But for jobs we can take on ourselves, we actually enjoy the process, even if it takes longer.
laatst heb ik zo'n onderzoek gedaan.
Het is continu. Allee, het is niet daarvan in de plastic kanker krijgen. Maar als het er zit, hè, dan moet je dat niet hebben. Jongens, toch, wat is zwaar gewoon. Oh nee, ze gaan pauze gaan pakken. Ja, timen.
Ja, dat zijn allemaal
And finally, the house. Why not start renovating it first? Well, the truth is, while it's old and definitely has its flaws, mold in some areas, uneven stairs, a winter kitchen that's as cold as outside, it's still functional. We have a warm living room, a basic bathroom, and no leaks in the roof. Sure, it's not the most comfortable, but it's livable. And one of the real reasons we're waiting, well, it comes back to the water issues outside. We need to fix that drainage first so we don't end up with moisture problems inside after renovating. Plus, it just makes sense to get out of the mud before bringing in new floors and walls. Another advantage of living in the house first is that it gives us time to truly understand the space. How it flows, where the light falls, if there's need for an extra window, what works and what doesn't. It allows us to carefully plan the renovation, refining our thoughts on how to organize the rooms and make the most of the layout before making any permanent changes.
Voilà. Oh, waar is de Spider-Man? Oh.
Zal ik zijn? Ah, de camera moet je zetten. Ja, dat is een beetje.
wat komt de Bito dit?
Mama.
Ah, toch nog een keer meebaasje.
Ah, wat is nog beter bij mij?
Waar zet je dat in?
Zet.
Oh.
Oh, ik dacht zo bevrijden. Dat is ook bevrijden.
Ligt er met t-shirt?